Hey there, people. So, one athlete who really breaks the stereotype of the weak vegan is David Haye, who went vegan in late 2014, and the diet helped. Well, he says the diet helped him recover from a shoulder injury, but it looked like one of the driving factors behind him going completely plant-based vegan was the ethical issues, as he apparently watched Earthlings. But I think he was also aware of the health benefits, the recovery benefits, and he'd also experimented with going plant-based earlier in his career to lose weight for fights, and he noticed how he felt better, his skin got better. Also, his protein shakes that he's had throughout his career have been plant-based. He's never really been one for whey protein, as I read in an interview, and he's been using quinoa, split pea protein shakes. So he obviously had a fair amount of knowledge about the benefits of a plant-based diet before going fully vegan, and it looked like he went fully vegan for the ethics and the animals after watching Earthlings. Anyway, leading up to his first fight, you'd think, does David Haye get the same stick as a lot of vegan men get, you know, that it's going to make them weak? Well, his opponent did try to use the vegan diet against him in the Gloves Are Off interview. And so take a look at this, the typical insults that vegans have to put up with, and I think David Haye handles it quite well.
You know, 8 metre reach and ping him from distance. I've got physique like a T-Rex. I'm getting in there to fight, that's it. I just don't care. I'm here to fight. You know?
This is Haye's opponent talking, Mark De Mori.
He's been in the fights, out of fights, and I brought you a gift. Now this is going to ensure you can get to the ring. It's a little something I brought for you. This is some lamb. As a vegan, I think lamb's still okay. I want you to introduce that to your diet. See if you can make it to the ring for once.
Listen, guaranteed knockout. The bottom line is, I don't care how long you've been undefeated, you will be defeated on January 16th. Fact. Too fast, too powerful, too much pedigree, amateur, professional, too much experience. You're going to be way out of your league. And from the first jab that connects, you'll realise this is a whole different sport than what you've been doing.
How prepared are you to withstand the vaunted haymaker from that right hand?
I know he's got power. I know he's got some ridiculous knockout power that allowed him to move up to heavyweight.
So you see De Mori insults Haye, saying, you know, maybe the lamb will give him the strength to make it into the ring. Now, Haye has had cancelled a few fights and pulled out against Tyson Fury twice, claiming injuries. And I think the injuries were legit, but a lot of the fighters do pull out fights if they think they're not going to, win it. And it made me lose a little bit of respect for Haye when he pulled out of the fights against Fury, because I thought he didn't want to fight because he didn't think he was going to win the fights. But anyway, like De Mori's trying to say, the lamb will give him strength to turn up to the fight, making a jibe at him backing out fights, but also he's making a dig at him with his vegan diet, making him weak, and that he'd need the lamb to turn up in the ring. But Haye ignores that well and handles it well, not making a big issue about the veganism, and he lets his hands do the talking in the ring. And there was a fair bit of pressure on him if he would beat De Mori, because basically he was expected to. Haye has got far more experience, has beaten far better opposition, and De Mori, although undefeated, has only fought low-level fighters, and he hadn't come from the same training as a young fighter as Haye had. He's quite self-taught, but anyway, he's a big guy and he had a fair punch, and he was still undefeated. So there's always a risk in heavyweight boxing. And anyway, Haye, first fight as a vegan, he let his hands do the talking and didn't need any lamb to turn up. Did it all on quinoa, split pea protein, good healthy fruit and veg. And let's see how the fight went.
Carrying him toward the turnbuckle in the neutral corner just above us. And again, you can see the tactics of Mark De Mori launching that speculative right hand. He's just taken another hard right hand to the ribcage, and already the man from Western Australia is on the retreat. His hands are rather low, and that could present an inviting target for a puncher as quick and as dynamic as Haye.
Very inviting, Ronald. He's got to give David Haye something to look at. He can't let him just walk right in, because if he does, he's going to take some heavy artillery.
He's taking some right now again. The ribcage being rattled, the head being shaken, and now De Mori running his head and waving David Haye on. squad at dawn. There's a massive right hand, and the man's in real trouble. He's down on the canvas. His right arm is pointing straight up, and when they fall like that, they very seldom beat a cat. Bob Williams has waved it off, and Davey Haye has made the briefest of ring returns. A first round knockout winner who's hoisted aloft by his new trainer Shane McGuigan.
So Haye looking strong, fast, powerful, and you know, his usual skillful self, but looking heavier than he has been at most of his career. And he says he does feel stronger and fitter on the vegan diet, and that's great news. One thing I've learned being vegan is I'm ill a lot less, which is always good for boxing. You don't want to be sick when you're training, and if you're sick going into a fight, that's going to throw things right out. Anyway, you don't need lamb to get in the ring. Do it on veggies. So Haye's a good athletic role model for veganism. I've got a lot more respect for him as a person for going vegan, and you know, I always thought he was a bit of a dick. Some of the crude insults he used to use for fighters. I know they do it to generate revenue for fights, but anyway, fair play to him. One of the, you know, most powerful heavyweights, a sport that no one would consider or associate with veganism, has gone vegan, and it's quite likely 2017 he might get a title shot and regain a heavyweight belt, which I wish him all the best in doing. Yo, peace out.